So we got day three, President Trump's impeachment trial, second impeachment trial. I'd like to start by saying that the January 6th attacks on the Capitol I would consider treasonous, and I denounce them. Also like to say that there were people there protesting in peace, and the people that breached the Capitol are by far the minority of Americans. Um, Now, the charges against Trump um, are false statements of widespread election fraud that foreseeably incited this mob. If you read the articles of impeachment that the House of Representatives filed for the Senate trial. Also, that there was a January 2nd phone call to the Secretary of State in Georgia for him to find enough votes to overturn the election, and that he threatened the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. Now, I listened to the entire speech that President Trump gave on January 6th. I also listened to the phone conversation that President Trump had with the Georgia Secretary of State. Um, Currently watching the proceedings, what the prosecution is trying to do is create a narrative that these false statements about the election fraud caused the incitement of what was supposed to be a peaceful protest, in which President Trump did say peaceful protest. He said a lot of literary, you have to fight for your rights. Um, Now, I really do think that we have to take a step back and recognize that we're not toddlers. We don't think in concrete thought processes. So if you were to take that term fight in the context and assume that's what started this uprisal, you really have to say that you can never use any type of um, that language in the future in any public setting. So the word fight should be banned in any public setting. So the reality is that that's true and that's not true and it's inaccurate. We're not concrete thinkers. There's literary uses of the word fight. Fight can mean many different things. So there's also a statement going around that in this narrative, he used knowledge of fringe internet websites that were organizing to create this attack on January 6th, and he didn't stop it. Okay. Um, and I really think the only way for that to be the case is if somehow they can corroborate that he was, in fact, working with these groups, and they would have to find evidence of that to show intent. The internet is full of lies and trash. And if you go through and try to take any of that and go after every piece of lie and trash, then the president would have no time to do absolutely anything. That's why we have agencies that monitor these things to look for domestic terrorism. So, did President Trump lie about widespread election fraud? I believe so. In my personal opinion, I believe so. Um, do his lies incite people to go and storm the Capitol? Did his lies make another person go and storm the Capitol and be treasonous against the country? I don't think so. They haven't made the connection yet. You can't you don't have any control over what another person does. You know, there are some statements that have come very close. And in fact, Rudy Giuliani's trial by combat, that I would have said, yeah, all right. Now that's significant evidence, trial by combat. But President Trump didn't say trial by combat. That was Rudy Giuliani, and he may have to answer for that. But currently, I don't think that the prosecution has proved that President Trump incited and is responsible for people storming the Capitol. Is he responsible for having folks show up on January 6th and spewing a bunch of rhetoric on false claims of election fraud? Yes, absolutely, he is. But is he responsible for those people entering the Capitol? I haven't seen proof of it yet. I have not seen proof of it yet.